either lack fear of failure, lack of self-belief. It can be unclear goals. Sometimes you're not sure what you want to do. Sometimes it's just past negative experiences. And sometimes those experiences are not even yours. They are someone else's. We were talking about things that hold us back. Many, many things do. But this is just a reminder to be aware. If you are not achieving what you would like this year, you should know that there is something that you have to put a finger on and do something about. That's it. And we will be in support. We will be here to either pray with you, talk with you, whatever that you feel needs to be done in order for you to move forward, to take that one step. Okay, so point number 5. Ooh, I decided to run away and skip class this morning. My W on my point number 5. What does being your best self mean to you? This can mean a lot of things to all of us, but you know what it's going to take for you to say, I feel good, because it starts from within. You can't be your best self if you don't feel good about yourself. And in this case, we need to go and do the things that make us feel good and fulfilled and content about who we are, what we are, and how we interact with the world. It's our time to go and redo or revamp our lives in order for us to feel that we are living the best lives. As I've noted there, it's either you're living authentically, and when you live authentically, it means you are connected in every way. You are true to yourself. You are not doing what is going to please your friend, what is going to please your neighbor. You are not living for your mother. You are doing you in all fullness. You are ministering to yourself. You are making yourself happy. You are catering for yourself in every way, mentally, spiritually, and physically. And you are balanced in all areas of your life. Like I said, spiritually, mentally, and physically. You are aligned with your values and purpose. And this is also how we spoke about that you are this woman, you have this wonderful character that you've built together. You are aligned with who you are. And you know your purpose. We always know our purpose. We sometimes just drag it. And another thing that I've also been as a person is that we sometimes look down on what we do for a living. I've been there at least, where you feel that maybe you should study something else because it's either it pays you more or that it would perhaps put you in a certain category as a person. And I realized that God puts the zeal, the purpose, the want to do certain things in life for a reason. We are not cut out for the same things. And He will do what He needs to do in order for you to be fulfilled, especially financially. Because we live for money. That's the reality of life. We want to do things that do something for our pocket. That's us. It's all about the money. So my advice is that please, whatever it is, don't look down upon it. Do it with all your heart, especially if you are passionate about it. Do it with all your heart and money will come. That's a fact. That's how faithful God is. Nobody is put here for no reason. We are all here for a reason and a greater purpose. So if He puts you there even temporarily, throw your heart at it. He's watching and He sees the heart. And He will fulfill all your needs. Remember that. What practical steps can you take to embody confidence? We've just listed that. You can actually self-affirm daily by speaking the word of God upon your life. Because it's true, isn't it? His word is true. I've listed the things that I know work, that I'm sure of. Because His word is a double-edged sword. It doesn't just come out for no reason. If you say Psalm 91, bless me, protect me, he's going to do just that. If he says, ask, you shall receive, you will. But remember that you can't twist the hand of God. He will give you what is sufficient for that time. It's not just going to happen because you've asked. Because certain blessings that we want from God will destroy us, or the amounts that we want can only destroy us. So we should also remember that he's faithful to the point where he knows what's good for us and how much of what we need is good for us. You can also engage in activities that make you feel good about yourself. You know what makes you feel good. Sometimes it doesn't even cost money. It can be anything. So look into what's available and do it. You just have to acquire things that make you happy, create boundaries, and say no when needed. Mamas, it's important to know when to say no to your children. When it's time for you to unplug and do you, please do it. Because women are stressed. Women are very stressed. All over the world, they are stressed, mentally, physically, and otherwise. So have the confidence to say, no, today, it's my day, I'm going to sleep. And don't be apologetic when it comes to sleep, because that's one thing that parents don't do. They don't want to take time to sleep. You need to sleep. Sleep is important. And what are some of the aspects of self-care that are important to you?
Sorry, I have just a few
additionals.
Yes, I wanted to add.
Yes, please.
The practical steps for me that work sometimes is to do something that you are scared of. So just for your mind to realize that it's not dangerous, you can have the ability to do it. The other thing is your appearance. When you don't look good, you're not going to have the confidence to stand in front of people. You're going to be self-conscious, constantly thinking about, oh, they're looking at my hair, they're looking at my shoes or whatever. So appearance can also add
absolutely
to confidence. And then the other thing is to educate yourself. When you know things, then you'll be confident to stand in front of people.
Absolutely.
Just that.
Amazing. And exactly, we were talking about the same that Lisa has just mentioned: physical care, exercise, skincare. I will give you tips, and I will tell you there is nothing under the sun that keeps your skin healthy, ladies, as exfoliation. You may not have the best of creams under the sun, but if you can exfoliate your skin twice, this is now from the one, okay? I've been dealing with skin forever. So if you can exfoliate your skin twice a week, you are winning, trust me. It makes your skin happy. So we've said it: exercise, skincare, mental care. For me, relaxation over a cup of tea. I'm a tea person. That's the results of being raised by grandparents. You hated it until you joined the club. Every hour made tea until you thought, you know what, I might as well be a part of it. So I drink tea like an Oma, properly and all the time. Spiritual care can be meditation also, prayer, connecting to higher self, trying to be sensitive, because not everyone is Christian. But I am also putting across what I know works. You know, knowing God, being a child of God, Nicole, you know, it grounds you, it relaxes you, because in that knowledge, you know that you are taken care of. It may look ugly at that moment, but you know there's a way. Tomorrow is going to be looking different. And our God is great in that He also does the unimaginable. He comes through for us all the time. And this is another emotional care, journaling therapy, confiding, speaking to a friend, speaking to someone that you trust. You know, it's okay to cry, to confide in someone. It is okay. And crying is therapy, we know that. it makes you feel good thereafter. It's an emotional outlet. It makes you feel much better. You have a signature style. How would you describe it? A signature style is who you are, your personality, your image. It's who you are as a person. It's your brand, and it's just as important. And it goes back to what we're talking about, that right now in social media, you're encouraged to wear the lace wig. Sometimes it doesn't really work, you know? I'm talking about what I know, and it's a certain way of wearing makeup, a certain way of dressing, a certain way of behaving for that matter. And in this case, we are talking about your signature look, owning who you are in every way, inside out, being you in every single way, dressing up, as you say, how it makes you feel, because that's important. The goal is making sure that you feel good inside out. And dressing up does make you feel good. You mentioned that. When you feel good, or when you look good, you feel good. You feel confident. You are able to face the world. And there I'm also at the top saying, beauty must exude from within. I've always said that there's no point in looking good while the heart is hairy. There isn't. It's wonderful to create that brand inside out. Be this whole being that is refined from within out. That's magic, in my opinion. When you can just be all that there can be for God's glory, for your sanity, actually. Because it makes you feel good, you feel wonderful, you feel full as a person. Because you've catered for yourself spiritually, physically, even your image caters for that. So that, I think, adds value even to the world. And how can your personal appearance reflect your inner? It's exactly what I've just said. By embracing your natural beauty through makeup and wearing clothing that make you feel empowered. This not only does it make you feel good, it's empowerment, it's self-empowerment. By feeling good in what you put on your back, it makes you feel good about who you are as a person. Moving along. What tools or habits would help you achieve your goals this year? We need to set the intentions. Each and every one of you know what they need this year, where they want to be by the end of the year. And that's what you can jot down for a few minutes. Creating actionable plans. Even if it's not clear right now, it's okay. What you feel, write it down. It will become clearer when you start meditating on it, taking one step at a time. I find that sometimes I live in my own head. Things become clear when I bounce them off someone else. So when you talk to someone else, you start hearing yourself better. You start making sense. You can have goals, you can have plans, but the minute you say, this is what I'm thinking, what do you think? Then for some reason, it starts flowing. The light goes on. So whatever that you're thinking about now, write it down, and later you can give any of us a call and say, this is what I'm thinking, because we also want to support each other. And then we talk about it, and then we're able to step forward and do whatever that you want to do. What are the spiritual practices you believe help with personal growth? It can be meditation, mindfulness, regular prayer or reflection. It goes back to what we're talking about again, reading or learning from spiritual texts. You cultivate these practices. You do what fulfills you. This is just a guideline. It's meant to spark that knowledge which you may have not embarked on yet, but it's meant to give you guidance on what to do next in order for you to achieve all your goals this year. What is that one thing that you can do today to start living as the woman you inspire to be? One thing.
What helped me is to connect with my creator, because I was trying all these different things and it didn't work. And then as soon as I connected with my creator, I started having like the confidence that he will guide me, where I need to be and what I need to do.
Amazing. Anybody else? You know it, write it down. It may only click later, but that's what we need to be. To just reset that button and act more than anything. Because sometimes we talk about it, but we do not take action. So that's what we need to do this year. And invite God, most importantly, in everything that we do. Because I've seen it works. So we are also going to do a little bit of a makeup tutorial just to highlight what we are talking about, that we need to be relevant in the world today. It's the 21st century. I always say that, growing up, being a Christian meant you had to be brave. Christianity was not saying, if I may put it that way. I don't know if you understand me. If you want me to elaborate, please ask me what I mean. Are we together? Do we understand each other? Because you would find that as a child of God, it just meant you have to be timid for some reason. This is what I saw growing up. If you look good, it's almost like you are sinning. You are not allowed to look good. And you shouldn't really achieve much, in a way. There's a limit to it. Because money is the root of all evil, right? That's what we were taught. And for me, I always thought, okay, well, I don't think so. Because then we have a problem, especially in the 21st century. How are you going to take someone from a nightclub and say, let's do Christianity, while you are looking sad yourself? It doesn't make sense. So it is up to us to actually even teach the world the magnificence of God. We have to look the part. We have to represent heaven. Because all these things came from God. Success came from God. The character that we are talking about of the woman, also it's what glorifies God. So I feel that we need to be unapologetically Christian. Look good, feel good, be a package. Am I exaggerating? Here's the thing. The world puts you in a box. The minute you look good, you are put in a box. That's life. So it's in us to represent our God, to represent our craft, to represent this thing that we are passionate about all the way through. And I also feel that we live in an era where it's either you're on the side or you're on the side. And if you are off light, do it all the way. We have to be bold. The Bible encourages us to be bold. So we have to embody that, the boldness that Christ talks about. We have to be bold in the way we look, in the way we walk, in the way we interact in our character. Love to the point of pain. Because we have to love even the unlovables. And look the part, please. So that we can also feel good about who we are in this light. In our department, because we are representing a company of heaven. It even excites me to be all of that. That's what I want to be. I want to be that. What you see here has to be what's in here. And continue to cultivate it, to build it, because there is no arriving. It should only get better. And we can do it together.
I just wanna take it a notch back.
Yes.
I wanna share it with the class, not because I think it is valid, I don't want to say valid, not because I think it's all that, but because it's something that I've learned and it might just mean something to someone else. So number 3, where it says, are you happy with who you are as a woman and what does happiness look like? I just said, I've learned that happiness starts with gratitude. Because there's people that has everything and they're still not happy. And to achieve happiness will sometimes leave you feeling drained because there's constantly something new you have to chase. So therefore I believe it starts with being grateful for what you have in this moment. And then the other one, number 4, what has hindered or stopped you from achieving your goal so far? What I've seen and what I know or how I felt like is fear of failure. We're so used to what we're used to here that we don't want to strive out of our comfort zones and do what we are scared to do. And then the other thing is poor time management. So yeah, that is just the 2 things that I wanted to share.
Yes. As I was saying that you need to go all the way. You need to be professional. You need to be all good. As I said, if you are a person of light, you make sure that you are on time, you are respectful, because that's part of respect. If you know you have a meeting at 2, you can't be there at 2 o'clock or 2 past 2. It's the integrity that we're talking about, because you are tarnishing it by not being on time. These are the things that we need to redefine. We could carry on the whole day. I've just summarized everything, but it boils down to respect, integrity, and the character that you want to build. So you have to be perfect. We serve a perfect God. We know we'll never be perfect, but we need to strive for perfection. I know it's not the right word, but you understand what I mean. Try hard to do things correctly for the sake of the God that we serve, who is a perfect God. Any questions? Anything to add?